I'm going to talk a little bit about the finances. I'm going to talk about the academic. I'm going to talk about the documents and everything that you need to apply, because this land, you have to be awake. You snooze, you lose, and you really don't have time to waste in this country. So it's easier for you to begin early and to plan everything accordingly, okay? Hello, bonjour, welcome back to my channel. My name is Priscilla and this is Mom Study Abroad Diary. Congratulations to the international students who just landed. May this land favor you. May God show up exceedingly beyond what you've imagined. I pray that you're gonna enjoy your journey. But I just wanna tell you, you have not arrived, you just landed, okay? I know when people get to Canada, they tell you, hey, umeshafika, you've arrived. No, we have not. We just landed, but haven't arrived. The journey has just begun. If you are praying to get here, this is not the time for you to relax and to let go of God. This is the time for you to keep on praying. You're gonna need to pray even more. You're gonna need to surround yourself with good friends. I know it's not easy with all the changes that are happening right now, and for you guys to be arriving in such a time, it's not easy. But you know what? God is able. God has a plan for you. If He brought you here, it's not so that He abandons you. So just have faith in God and do your part. So today I'm here for you. I'm here as someone who has done it, and I just want to give you a bit of tips on how you should set your foundation. If your foundation is failed, your house that you're building will not be strong. So let us start on the right path, okay? Let's get into it. Already, I know we're in the second week of September, so probably you've already gotten your SIM number, you've gotten your SIN number, social insurance number. You have gone to the bank, maybe you have a credit card. So that's why I'm gonna talk about finances from now. And also, I think those are the big things that by now you should be having. And you've started school and you've gotten your bus pass. If not, you need to get a bus pass. I know the school will tell you about the school documents that you need. They will deal with that. I'm gonna tell you about things that most people don't talk about. What I can tell you when it comes with to your academics, do not procrastinate. Like, you don't have time to procrastinate. Start by getting those marks from the word go. Do not wait for the test to come for you to study. Follow in class. You have to go to classes. Like, first of all, right now, as international students, we can only work 20 hours. So if you are hoping to come and work and do other things, forget about that. You can only work 20 hours, and the time that you're not working, you're supposed to be in class. So focus more on your studies. The sooner you get through the studies, the better life will get for you. For international students, we pay a lot of money for someone to pay that amount and not pass their courses. It is a sin, okay? Like, from the word go, you want to be alert. Stay alert. Invest yourself in your education, because you're investing a lot of money already, okay? Let your heart be where your money is. That is all I can tell you. For now, when you just came, don't worry about work. Of course, you will start applying for jobs, but right now, you're better to concentrate on your job, on your school. And as time goes, you're looking for work, you're looking for work on the side, but do not stress about it. It takes time. It takes time. I know when we got here, we were like, oh my goodness, everyone else is working, we're not working. We were worried about that, but eventually you get a job and it will come on the right time. So don't stress yourself about it, and God will provide one, but also there are other means. Like, if you're an international student, I would advise you go for food banks, so that you don't have to worry about your food. There are so many people going for food banks. I know some people will be like, no, we're not going, but the truth is people are going for food bank, okay? So if you're an international student and you know you need that help, you're not getting that much money from back home, you're better off saving that money for your rent and going for food bank and trying to manage with it. It's once a month, and sometimes they give you quite decent food depending on where you are. It is very important for you to cut your cloth according to your size. Like, don't look at someone, they're eating this way, and you're there, you're managing with your rice. Like, I know at school we bring our lunches and whatnot, and you start shying, you start eating out, or because your friends are eating at canteens, they are buying food, you start buying food. You will find yourself in minus. You don't know how that person is paying for that. You don't know who is paying for their school fees. You don't know how they got here. So if you don't have that money, stay on your lane. Like, stay on your lane. You will get there eventually, but here it is very important for you to stay on your lane from the word go. So don't overspend on eating out. That is one way that people are spending a lot of money, just eating out, when the money that you eat out for one meal, you can eat it for 1 week, so you can go for shopping and eat it for 1 week. When it comes to shopping for food, go and buy when there are sales. Look for places where there are sales. Like, for instance, if you're in Charlottetown, if you're in Summerside, there's butcher store. They always have sales on Thursdays. Like, I'm sure in any province there are places where things are cheaper. Go buy from there, okay? Go to bulk barn where they are selling things in bulk. Rice, buy bulk, buy on sale. But also, when it comes to sale, you have to be very careful. Sometimes they say something is on sale, but it's really not on sale. So you have to do your calculation. I go for shopping, for grocery shopping with my friend. So I have a friend, and she's always like, oh my goodness, Priscilla, I will take my calculator out. I will calculate the difference, because sometimes you see they say buy one get one free, but at the end of the day, it's not a sale. The difference, you're paying even more by buying two than you buying one. Okay, so whenever there's a sale here, be very, very careful. If you're buying, make sure it's a real sale. Like, for instance, something was $10, it's $5, especially for food when it's almost expiring. That means when like best before, there's expiring and best before. Okay, so like for meat stuff and whatnot, they have best before dates on food stuff. So when it's almost expiring, and bread, for instance, for bread, what I do, like if a bread is gonna expire in 3 days, so they're gonna put it on sale. Okay, if meat is best before 1 week, so they want fresh meat, but you can buy that meat and put it in the freezer. When something is in the freezer, it's okay. Even the bread, if you buy food and it's almost gonna expire, I'm not saying you go buy expired food, but when you buy things that are almost to their expiry date, the supermarkets are getting rid of it before they expire, but you can buy them cheaper and keep them in your freezer. That way they're not expiring and you get it cheaper. And here, if you can save even $1, that's really a lot. So another thing I want to talk about that is very important is when you went to the bank. I know you went to the bank, they might have, if you haven't gone to the bank, go to the bank. You need a bank account here, you need a credit card. So if you've gone to the bank, they have probably offered you a card, and maybe you said, I don't want a credit card. I know, when you come back from home, like, first of all, maybe you paid your debts before leaving, or you just left your debts. So you don't want to start on credits here, but this country is run by credits, so they will give you a credit card, right? And you want to take that credit card, but it's not free money. Most international students, we get $1,000. That's what I got on my credit card, $1,000. And when this person was giving me the credit card, first of all, I was like, no, I don't. Why do I need a credit card? Can you explain to me? And they tell you that it's better to build your credit, and yes, you need to build your credit if you want to ever get something here. If you want to get a house, if you want to get a car, if you want to get such things, there are so many things that you need your credit card. If you want to get, even like when you're renting a full house, they need to check your credit score. When you get your credit card, you start building your credit, it's better for you. But one thing I've learned about credit cards, when you have it, it's like you have free money. One, I want you to know that this credit card you're getting, never ever withdraw the money from it. Never withdraw the money. Like, don't go get cash on your credit card, because the moment you withdraw any money from it, it starts getting I think it's 20%. I don't remember the percentage, but I think it's 20% interest every single day. So I learned hard, because at the end of the month I had some bills that I have to pay, but I have a credit card. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay my credit card first, and the money that I had wasn't enough for me to pay the rent. Okay, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay my credit card first, and then I'm gonna withdraw some money to pay my rent. I paid them 700. I think I paid them 300 that I owed on my credit card, and I was thinking, oh, I'll add and then I'll pay my rent when time comes. So when the time came, I wanted to withdraw 100. But when I did my calculation, if I withdraw 100 from that credit card, I will end up paying them like 500 by the time I get the money that I was waiting for to pay my rent. So at the end of the day, it wasn't useful. Never, ever, ever withdraw the money. Another problem about having a credit card is when you go to shops, if you have a credit card, in your mind, you think you have money, but you actually don't have money. So do not spend more than what you have. You also don't want to use your credit card beyond the maximum. They've said, like, some people say use 300. If you have 1,000, use 300 on your credit card, but it depends. I'm not here to tell you how much money you use, but don't max out your credit card. Okay, don't max out your credit card. Don't miss a payment. It affects your credit card. Let's say you go for shopping, you use $100 and you have $100 in your checking account. Don't pay it immediately. Put it in your savings account. Wait for the time. Wait, maybe if you're supposed to pay on 7th, pay on 6th. Okay, so don't pay it immediately. That's what I'm saying. When you pay immediately the money, or when you pay like a week before, you don't get scores for that. It still affects your scores. When you use your credit card, it's showing these people that, hey, I am good with money, I am good with having loans. And when they give you money and you pay immediately, that shows that you're afraid of owing someone. Okay, so whenever you're going to ask for a big loan for something, they will not approve you, because they know you're not good with money. You're showing them your money habits. Okay, now when it comes to finances, everyone has the way they deal with their finances, but one thing that I've learned from being here is that I was learning how to budget. You know, like I wasn't so big on budgeting, I wasn't so big on planning before, but living in this country, you have to budget. So by budgeting, I started doing financial literacy and all that. I started learning how to budget my money, how and whatnot. And I fell on Dave Ramsey. He's a huge financial advisor, and he has like Every Dollar Counts. So I started the Every Dollar Counts. It's an application. It helps you. The thing about budgeting is you telling your money where to go and what to do. And as a student, I believe you need to, even when from the word go, when you get your money, like one of the reasons that I've been able to achieve a lot of things, I would say I've achieved a lot of things as an international student from when I came, it's because I budget for my money. Because when I got my first job, when I got my job, I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this. You know, it's been so long you don't have a job, so there are so many things you want to get for yourself. And I'm like, at the end of the week, I'm getting paid this much, so I better get this and this and this. I had a full cut. But when I did budgeting, it humbled me because when you do your budget, you're like, okay, this money, every money has to go here. And at the end of the day, I had goals, I had things that I had to do. So if I started spending my first paycheck the way I want, I wouldn't be able to do the goals that I want. Okay, I wouldn't be able to spend on the important things. Of course, when you're budgeting, first of all, as a Christian, you have to start by your tithe. So you remove your tithe, you do like the bills that don't change, your food, your whatnot, your transportation and everything. So when you start budgeting like that, there's also money for shopping. You have money to buy those things. But if you don't budget, I'm telling you, you will spend more than you earn, and each paycheck will come and you have a lot of bills to pay, you have a lot of things to pay that you might have saved yourself from that stress. So you need to get a budget and stick to your budget depending on your income. It is hard as an international student to have a budget because you're like, oh, I don't have a stable income. But at the end of the day, when you start getting that job, you really need to budget. Even if you don't have a job, there's still money that you're getting from your family. You want to budget for it and make sure you stay within your budget. Don't waste money. There are times you won't be able to work. There are times it will be hard during winter and whatnot. You need that money, so don't waste money just like that, okay? And if you're able to save, you will be able to save for your you will be able to pay for your second year all by yourself and whatnot. We will talk about that when time comes, because right now summer is over, no one is gonna work. We don't have that period for us to work, so that will come when summer. I'll do another video when summer is almost there to tell you how to plan and to be able to pay for your second year. Okay, now the reason why I'm talking about every dollar counts is because I went on there, and Ramsey's strategy is he doesn't advise. The first thing they tell you is don't use a credit card, okay? So when they tell you don't use a credit card, because honestly, credit card makes you think that you have money that you don't. And if you're not careful, you miss a payment and you start paying. Like, don't pay minimum balance. If you cannot pay, make sure at least you do a minimum balance payment. But if you can pay for it, pay the whole amount and forget about it. That's what I do. I used to spend what I know I have, and at the end of the day, I pay them and I pay the full one. But if you can't, if you start paying minimum balance, you start paying interest, and that is money that you're losing. So for Rams, he was like, hey, do not have a credit card, simple as that. And I was like, wait, so if I'm living in a country where it's run by credit, I need this credit card to build my credit score. So what am I gonna do? And I was asking, like, during that session, I asked, so how else can I build my credit score without using my credit card? Because I actually don't want to use my credit card. And the lady told me you can build your credits in other ways, like getting a phone payment. When you have a phone payment, like if you know, when you're here, like right now, I got an iPhone 15 Pro Max. First of all, I needed it. I didn't just get it so that I get into debt or anything. First of all, I needed it. So that's why I'm not saying go get an iPhone, but if you don't want to use a credit card, because you cannot be trusted with money, don't use a credit card to build your score. When you're doing a phone payment, it's also something to build your score, but you have to consider you're paying $100 or even more per month. So those are things you can consider. But like a phone bill can help you build your credit. A car bill can help you build your credit. So any bill that you're paying monthly, it can help you build your credit because you put it on your credit card and then it helps you. It's different than just spending your credit card on supermarkets, on grocery stores. I don't know how to explain that better, but those are the other options. And I'm not saying as an international student you just got here, go get a car. One thing is, a car here in Canada, it's not a luxury. You need a car at some stage, especially during winter, you know. But when you get a car, there is insurance involved. That is the biggest thing. And when you're paying for insurance, you put it on your credit card, so you're building your credit score also, and such things. So before you even get a car, you ask yourself, do I really need this car? For me, I needed it because I had to drop my son to daycare. There was a lot of walking involved in my situation. So and I wasn't able to take the bus because I have to drop my son off and then go to school. So all that I cannot be taking taxis. So if you're able to take the bus, go for it. Taxis, honestly, just walk. If you can walk, because those taxis bills they accumulate. Like, I was never one to take taxis. I was like, I am not paying $10 to go from here to there when I can walk, you know. So if you can avoid taking taxis, you know, and all that, avoid them. Just be walking, take the bus, and minimize your movement. When you don't have a car, you don't move a lot. You minimize. Even when you have a car, if you're just moving around in town for everything, when you go to a place, you have to buy a lot of things all together so that you don't keep on going out. Sometimes during a weekend can end, I have not gone out because I want to save on my fuel, but also I don't want to spend unnecessarily. So there are things like that you do to save your money and to be on the good side. Emergencies come, this credit card will help you. When an emergency comes, you don't have money, you need groceries, that's when you use it. But also you use it wisely. Don't use it to go buy KFC, don't use it to go buy things that are not necessary. It is helpful. So there is that way of getting a phone bill. There is the car bill. I'm not saying you get loan on a car. That one, no. That one, as an international student, it is not advisable. If you want to get a car, you can get it on marketplace, but also be very, very cautious on the kind of car you're getting and whatnot. The inspection, there's a lot of things to look out for, but you can get a cheap car and start there. The bottom line is you begin somewhere. Like, we are all just beginning from zero. Everyone here is beginning from zero. When we left home, people had house helps, people had big homes, people had cars and whatnot. But when you get here, we are all on the same level. We are all beginning. So at this time is for you to go on your pace and be patient. Things will start working, okay?